lost that connection. But anyway, I'm back with a full charge on my phone. And this is something I wanted to do. Um, I think on a video I had called missing, but I figure I'd delete that and just go with this. Is that my stand slowly sliding down? I think it is. Hold on for a minute. Let's see if it's locked in place. Oh, it is locked in place. My phone's not that heavy. Let me see if that locked this out better. Nope, that's locked in nicely. Okay, don't know what that was all about. Anyway, so let me get my keyboard out of the way first. First things first, my name is Ken Fur. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. And sorry if you hear a lot of coughing and cacking, fighting a cold. That is our great cut right there. Let me get everything I need to get this set up. You know, that should be in the trash, or it should be. See my keyboard, my mouse pad came in with that. Figure out what to put the put it back, or did I not put it back? Story of my life. Not put that back. Alright. Get it from someplace else. I know they want me. Got chill way back far ahead of that. Use water bottle instead to figure out where that disappeared to. We need this. Take that. And that's pretty much all I need. Yeah. There we go, behind the back of the chair. This is needed. So these are tests that have to be done. And the reason why these tests must be done is because these are two different shades of screen paint right there. The reason why these tests have to be done is because you can get ripped off very easy on a gray screen if it doesn't have a way to show that there's a difference between one gray screen over another. And a perfect example of that is a YouTuber. Now again, he may get upset over this, but it is what it is. None of these videos are being done to upset you. You're upset because the videos are true, but it is what it is. You know, someone caused a horrific car accident and they killed a bunch of people, and they bring him up as an example of why you don't text and drive. You can't get upset by that. He triggered that reaction, so that comes up. But a YouTuber by the name of Crow1176 used to sell screen paint products, didn't thoroughly test out his products, and he ended up matching, which we have on the blacklist, different times house paint that you literally could have went to Home Depot and Lowe's. His customers could have got that paint for at least 20 bucks a quart. Instead of paying the $60 they paid for it, not even worse, $90. And then the paint you see behind it, which we call the refusal, both of them, that was a paint we made using his own tutorial video. He sent it right to his address with a special restriction label. Only he can apply for it, he can deny it, and he sent it back. Now we did it, we made the product in front of everybody so they can all see it, me making it, and we put nothing special in it. And then we went out and we posted the tracking number, and we received the item back. Of course we received it back. It's house paint, something special about it. But the problem, you have a bigger problem. You got high-end expensive screens, which I've also tested. Screens run $3,000, $4,000 screens are very expensive. They claim to be ambient rejection. They're not even close to that. Okay, ambient rejection means you should be able to operate in a full lit environment with your screen intact. So I'm going to show you on our mag silent projector. We're not using anything high powered or expensive. They can't get past this thing. I don't know what's going to be the problem. So, $75 projector, and it's a 720p at 50 lumens. Let me grab the fire stick for this one. He would be watching the TV when I have the fire stick running. And I can't remember Mr. Bean on the big screen because it would come up on the video. Oh, he's just gonna have to wait. After you picked the one time to start watching Mr. Bean, a minute. I'll have it back up. Give me a minute. Video's not going to take long. It's going to take me about a hot second to get this one done. He never watches that. He watches it from time to time. But then when I need it, all of a sudden he watches it. Maybe only a couple minutes. So I got that big screen over there to check out. He's watching Snowfall on that. Plug this in. Turn the projector on. Now what's important about this is that one of the tests you have to run when you have a screen paint product, you got to run these match tests. You want to make sure your stuff's not going to come up matching stuff. That's why you have to have these tests done. On our website, we have something called Black versus Black. There's an entire page dedicated to us testing out our products against films, plastic, material, clothing, you name it, we've done it. We've made different paints to put against our own products, just about everything you could possibly think of. This is a very important test our screens have to go through. We need to make sure they're not matching anything. This is why we can give people permission to make our stuff, and they'll fail at it because our stuff is different. Give me permission to make your stuff. I'll make your entire product line and some, which they never asked us to do. You notice that? Of course you don't want to ask me that question. I'll make your paint better than you made it, which I actually did in the product I sent to him. I actually made a better version of the 2.0 and sent it to him. He wouldn't test that stuff. Oh, heck no. I still would have matched everything in his category. Now, if you notice the cup, it's picking up a nice color, right? It's matching. I went through this with a bed sheet. Bed sheets, Taco's blankets, my cat's blanket could literally match the screen paint. Let's go get the fire stick. We're rolling the fire stick, not that one. Alright, let me see. YouTube. Now, what makes him a perfect candidate for this is because he went out and did a lot of demonstrations claiming that his paint was something extraordinary, very special. He used high-end projectors to manipulate the picture's image, calibrated the machine to try to beef up color capabilities, and then stuck it in a dark environment to try to enhance its contrast levels, and constantly lied in a lot of his demonstrations. Ended up through testing, his stuff was matching a lot of everyday household products. .4K tropical fish. Now the two versions that you see up here is the first one is a Metallica Mix 2.0, but it doesn't have any silver in it. I have no idea why he came to that conclusion of calling it Metallica. It doesn't even have anything in it that makes it part of, we would call it Metallica. The second one you're seeing over top of it is the version we made that has the mic in it. So it really wouldn't have made a difference if it had mic or not in it. It still would have did the exact same thing. And the cup, well, the cup has nothing in it. It's just a cup. Nope, we don't need it. We're good. So literally, if I ever had paid a visit to your home, I can walk in there with a gray hoodie. I could blend right into your wall. Your certified high-end screens, I can pretty much buy a bed sheet and just throw it over your screen. It'll do the same thing. The gray screen does not read contrast. It doesn't read the colors correctly. That's so washed out, it's not even funny. And as you can see, match it to a cup. That's some good tea. Definitely sleepy time is a bomb. Somebody sent me over some sleepy time. I was like, man, that's what I'm talking about. So it's good. Yeah, it's just good, that minty mint. Anyway. So, I want a little bit more hot water. I got hot water in my cup over here. Hot water in here. This is the reason why most of the time when you see these products, they'll have some weird freaking policy when it comes to shipping back the item. If you happen to discover it, when you can do it yourself, like, you know, lands on your property, stuck with it, you open it up, you're stuck with it, How would you know not to know that it doesn't work if you don't open it up? Especially if there's no testing next to it. There's no testing. How do you know if it's going to work or not? So a cup, plastic cup, will do the same thing as that screen paint. For those of you who went out and purchased this product and swore that it worked, this is pretty embarrassing, I know. $4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Ooh, they got a new video. Gotta put that one on the screens. I'm gonna do it on this one with the big boy.
Who's ready for Lucky Charms? Spend $30 on General Mills products. Get a $10 reward.
This is the easiest stuff for the family party.
Welcome back. Who else is gonna get?
Got shot of Lucky Charms. Same thing. I can literally go with some plastic dishware and match your screen. Hot tea, drink it. Now, bigger question. Did you see this demonstration done in any of the videos? No. Of course not. You already knew it's gonna match. Oh, that's better. This is why all screen paints require batch number verification. You have to have them. If not, you'd have went out and bought yourself a screen that you literally could have matched with some Tupperware. Now, for him, in his case, in his world, his days of screen painting are over. He lost his business for a number of things. You don't want to know what. A lot of things. Operated without a license. You have to have a license to operate a business. Did not have an EIN number at all, period. You need one of those. A lot of documents were missing. A ton of documents were missing. But then again, these documents require for you to have identification, to have documents like that to run a business. Cheated his customer base, sold nothing but house paint. Bought a whole lot of high-end projectors to manipulate the environment. We're talking about special equipment on our phones. He really used a 4K projector in a dark environment to manipulate and rip off your customers. The fellow who shows the demonstration in a fully lit environment, or not so much fully, he opened up 2 windows and the screen disappeared. And this is the reason why he's the perfect person on why batch numbers must be pushed to be done. Well, screens should be required to have these tests.
Fires, earthquakes, blah, blah, blah. The real tragedy is this laundry. Lucky for me, there's time.
What kind of Thai commercial is that? Bro?
For my pubic area?
No, we don't want to know about that. This is way too much information to
I was
explain.
helpless from his case. Yes, there was 6 to 1. Jeez.
Well, we just don't do commercials anymore, do we? For the family. All kinds of virus stuff in there. Now, if you notice, right, look at the contrast level. Cup demonstrates the exact same contrast as the 2 screen paints we have up there. Mind you, one of the screen paints is a dark gray. The piece in front of you is a dark gray. They're not anywhere near close to the color. Color's thrown way off. Now, if this person feels in any way that the demonstration I'm doing here is completely false, you know what I'm about to say. Sign our contract, see us in court. So all you have to do Or get a real lawyer, I mean fake lawyers, and take support. But it won't go either way. Meanwhile, there's a lot of these high-end screens out here. These screens are very easy, can match my cat's blanket over there. Well, that's why you have to ask questions about how easy is it for one of these screens to actually match something you could buy from Home Depot or Lowe's. The sad thing about it is people will see this and think they see black. That's not black, it's gray. So, you think that's black. It's not black, that's actually gray. That's gray, not black. You say, but no. It's gray. The OLED demonstration is a very different demonstration. It shows multiple shades of black. So that background needs to be ultra black. If the background comes up gray, that means the screen's not seeing black. Because OLED demonstrations, their backgrounds come up ultra black. And then anything in between that comes up different shades of black. So it shows multiple shades of black. That's what I'm used to seeing when I watch a demonstration on a phone site. When a person goes, look, see? It's reading a black level. I'm like, no, it's not reading a black level. Look at your background. If I spent 60 grand for an OLED, 80 grand for an OLED, and it did this, we're going back to the store. Something's wrong with my screen. That's what you're supposed to be reading. That's the way it's supposed to roll. Now, see the background ultra black? See the different shades of black on the horse's mane and body? That's what OLED's trying to display when they show up the chip screen. Then it pulls this ultra black in the background and multiple shades black at the same time. You missed the boat by a mile. I watched so many people do this demonstration try to say the gray screen see black levels. And I'm like, no, what happened to the background? Like, no, but you don't see the screen doing black, because that's not black. What happened to the background? This is what I mean by you hear me say, what happened to the background? I can use the scene. So, I don't know what's more disturbing. The fact that you're not seeing color. That's not red. That's so washed out, it's not even funny. So you're not picking up the black background, you're not picking up the horses, multiple shades, and you can't pick up red. And they'll sit there and say, oh no, but I am picking up red. Like, no, you're not picking up red. Red's not there. Because that's red. I can honestly say that anyone has ever did a demonstration on a gray screen, I don't care how many years you've gone back, if you have not realized that a black screen reads better than a gray screen, your entire channel, all your demonstrations, money you invested into gray screens has now been a complete, utter lie. It's like a matrix effect. It's like the world you live is not really your world. You're somewhere in some kind of incubator eating baby food. Everything around you is not even real. You're going through a matrix effect. You're not seeing what you think you're seeing. Right? It's right there. If you notice, look at her boots. Look at her leggings. Look at the horse. It's multiple shades of black triggering off at the same time. The background's ultra black and you're not picking up red. These are one of the demonstrations I like to do when I go to a farm site. It's quick, it's fast, it's easy. Cover it back up again. And you'll go back into the matrix. We're over. You're in your incubator, eating your baby food, and you think everything is normal, and it's not. You're going through a matrix effect. So right now, any influencer who ever came on and talked about a gray screen, you completely are not seeing color as you claim you see on your channel. You're not seeing contrast you claim you see. You see how big the picture that is at the end of the day? It's a big picture, isn't it? It's a very big picture. A lot of people have made these statements, and these statements are not even true. So come time 2026, when we start bringing people to court over this mess, because we're saying that the industry lied a lot. There's a lot of missing information. These screens are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And meanwhile, the customers in the middle are getting ripped off. Now, maybe some of these people know, maybe some of these people don't know. But at the end of the day, gray screens don't read. So you're not seeing what you think you're seeing. Is that actual red you're seeing? No, that's not red. That's red. Now you see how badly your color looks once the black screen pushes off? You see how your color doesn't pick up anymore? The contrast is supposed to be picking up, it's not there anymore. There you go. That's what you actually have. A church screen, I have a gray screen, not good. The text in the Bible is two. It's either red or black. You can't see red because you don't read color correctly, and you can't read black because you have to read it at 100%. So how would you work on a church? And you're not ambient light rejection technology either. 2.0 should be able to survive in that environment with no problem whatsoever. Yeah, they can't. Black Diamond had a 1.4, and they could pick up in a garage. Now, usually what most people do is they'll get mad at us about this. And they'll start doing fake demonstrations about my product. That's going to cost you money and time, just so you know. I can back this up in court any day of the week. Feel free to take me to court on it. I got no problem. But if I take you to court, I guarantee you lose. You have to accept it. That's the problem. You don't want to accept it. You figure by attacking my company and trying to make my product look like something that they're not, it's going to lead you to prison time and lawsuits, because we'll sue you for it. But if you want to take me to court on this theory, I'm more than welcome to go. Just let me know. I guarantee your screen doesn't see black, it doesn't read color, and it doesn't operate in fully lit environment. Which means if you're proven wrong in this theory, not only you have to worry about a counter lawsuit for wasting our time, but you're going to have to return a lot of money to a lot of people because you sold something you can't back up. This is not going to go well. And you can match your screen to a cup, which is even more embarrassing. Mind you, that cup is lighter than that paint laid against it. Did you know that? Here, I'll show you. I'm going to block this real quick. Pause that. So if you notice that that paint in the middle is darker. The screen on the outside is lighter. Now the screen on the outside is the same complexion as the cup. But the cup is actually lighter than the screen that is in the center. So how is the screen in the center still matching the cup, even though it's lighter? Because they all blend in together. They all do the same thing. Which means most likely what some of these people do is they make several different brands of this paint. And they put a little black in some of it and some less than others. Give it off by a little shade. And they'll say, well, this is the personal mix, it's just something different. And this is the Metallica 2.0, it does something different. And this is the Cinemax, and it does something different. When technically they all do the same thing. There's no difference in it all. You'd have to have a massive color shift in order to do that. Like if he had something like the UV Mix, it's much darker compared to the Cinemax. So you would see a different color shift and whatever. That you can see a comparison on. But not something like this. They would blend together all too well. So the first time I saw him pop all the tops of this lid and said, look, these are my different blends. They're all the same thing. You got bamboozled. You got ripped off. You got robbed. Now if you notice, anybody else that makes paint, they don't have different shades that close to each other. They never do. They always had a darker and a lighter and then a white. That's it. Now, can you do anything about this? No, you can't. He got you. There's nothing you can do about it. Not a thing. There's nothing. You can't get any money out of him. It's not going to work. You know, you already know the situation what he's about to go through. You just got ripped off. You just have to deal with it.
For the first time in 45 years, the Bulldogs could go all the way. That's right, Jim. This is a game you truly cannot miss.
That's supposed to be black. That's actually gray. I'll have tea here. Actually, I worked out pretty good through the combination. Ah. Man, that person brought me up like a case of peppermint tea. Well, I got some good friends at the end of the day. I heard you coughing on camera. Need some peppermint tea. Brought me up a case. I'm drinking this for a while. It's a lot of tea. I don't know. That's what you're supposed to be seeing. Big difference, right? Yeah. Projector is seeing contrast. Contrast, the image is coming from the Fire Stick, which is your display. Comes to your projector, as we all know how it works. It projects on your screen. The Fire Stick is showing the contrast. The projector is showing the contrast. The screen can't read it. That's your problem you're going through. But they get on there and they lie. And they'll stick you in a dark environment. And say, well, this is the way screens are supposed to be. They're supposed to be in like ambient light controlled environments. That's supposed to be traditional. And you got to calibrate because your colors don't work and all that nonsense. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
There you go. Red screen. Is that red? Nah. Not even close. What we saw before? That's red. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Orange screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now, just to add real quick, there's multiple lawsuits going to be going on for different ranges how people are going to be sued. If we got you in a demonstration where you claim you can make our product, we'll have you in courtroom give you permission to make it. If you lose this one, this is pretty bad. This is going to come at a very hefty price, so you know that. So people are being sued for different levels of lawsuits. But keep in mind, the lowest lawsuit we have is, I think, $850,000. That's the lowest we can go. But, and in that, we can go to the roof. Just keep in mind, if you did make one of these statements that you can make the product, we'll challenge you in court on it. Challenge you in court. Which means if you fail at this, it's going to cost you a lot of money. Mess up. I mean, you would have to have all our tests done and completed that claim that you have this product and be able to match the product in court. But you're saying two people fail at this, right? Now, we don't have to go through all that. We can just sue you out the bat and just be done with you. But I feel like, you know, I mean, this would be entertaining. Purple. What do the gray screen people see? That. Colors are washed out. Pure blood red. There's no way nobody's reading that. That's how it's this way. cut back up there. TLC 4K demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
That's why you gotta ask those questions before you buy a great screen. You shouldn't be buying either one. Either way, shouldn't be buying one because you're not getting what you think you're getting from it. Why would you buy a darker gray screen? What'd you buy it for? You bought it for better contrast, right? You literally bought something that doesn't even have contrast. That's what you bought. Bought it because it was darker. It would give you higher gain. You use it in a fully lit environment. Colors would pop higher. That's why you purchase a gray screen over a white screen. Sad thing is you're getting none of that at all. Tea is good. Go over here and let's remove our stuff right here for a minute. There we go. That's what you're supposed to read. Now, like I said, people get frustrated and they say, well, you know what? We're just going to go in and do a demonstration, say this product matches black paint. Go ahead, do it. And I'll see you in court. I'll watch you cry in front of a judge on why you can't handle the prison sentence. Charge you're going to file criminal charges against you definitely going to happen. But how you can't handle the time you're going to receive and how you don't have that type of money to pay us off. That's not my problem at the end of the day. That's your problem. Just remember that if you write that check, we're definitely going to cash it for you. Just want you to remember that. But meanwhile, if you feel that this demonstration is completely fake, well, you can just sign a contract and see us in court. That's basically about all. Simple and plain. That's it. Let's take a little bit of this. This is the darker string too. Put that right next to that. And then put that in there. This is special camera tricks. Be careful about that when that's abusing in court. Catch you making that statement saying that we use a special. You show me on my camera how we do it. You can't back that up. You're in a lot of trouble on that one. Get your goose cooked in there. You don't want that. Oh yeah, it reminds me of that level on our tournament. We had an oven in there. That invincible armor sat in the oven. You had to take the risk that no one was watching you. Because they could push the button, they could fry you in there while you're trying to get that armor out of there. Well, it's an interesting game, boy, I tell you. And you're going to get cooked in there, I'll tell you that much. This is what you do. If we catch you in one of these things, you're about to get sued by us. Just get yourself ready like Kramer did. He's all buttered up. And you're going to get cooked in there. Nothing will go well for you. But until then, the gray screen doesn't work. Now I got a dark gray product right next to it and a light gray product. And it's not working. It's blending into the light gray. It's blending into the dark gray. There's that. And let's see. Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
It should be an easy one, right? Neither one can pick it up. Only we see it. You notice the screen reads little white dots, which is very important. Most people, when I see them, some of the darker screen paints I've seen, you got something called a tunnel vision. That's what we like to call it. Or what we call oversaturation, the contrast levels. Your contrast levels are way too high, your white balance are way off. So what happens is the edges around the screen, all around it, become dark. And when you show a little light in the center, that's basically about it. Your screen can't expand a white level from corner to corner, which your now viewing color is pretty much thrown off. And this means if you have to drop to 180 viewing angle, drop to the side, your screen goes dark. I can see that in your products. Y'all never do those now. You never do those when you turn to the side. Y'all never do those. Y'all give up so much information in y'all demonstrations. Cup picks up the same contrast level as the gray screen. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. Tomorrow I'm going to do a little promo demonstration on it. So I can basically pass it around to the other channels so you can see exactly what we have to show to them. Hope you enjoy. If you have a gray screen, well, it's our technology, which again, will have your screen reading 100% contrast, perfect color, and you can operate in fully lit environments like my massive 150-inch screen that sits in my commercial office. Not home, commercial office. On a $130 projector. Yeah, my ViewSonic. I love that projector too, by the way. Well, that's basically about it. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for your time. And of course, we give all thanks to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology. If it weren't for him, none of this would ever be available, or even be possible. You know, it gives me these amazing demonstrations. God does. I'm sitting there drinking out of a cup. He says, for a demonstration on the cup. It matches. Pulls the same contrast. Cup. I use to make my tea. There we back. To make my tea. So technically, when you think about it, I'm kind of like all the money you paid for a screen. I'm doing the same thing with the cup. Then I make my tea. That's pretty bad. All right. Well, give you something to think about. Gotta go.